Coach, if you can just start with an opening statement.
Yeah. The first thing I would like to do is thank the Chase Center for the relationship that our university has been able to establish with them. To have the opportunity to come here and play 2 games this year has been amazing for our program. I apologize to our fans that we didn't perform the way I know we're capable of in the second half. But I would also like to give credit to Gonzaga. I thought they were phenomenal in the second half. We talked about that at halftime, tried to put into our players' heads that they have a tendency to really come out of the gate strong in the second half, and they sure did that. And they staggered us. We didn't respond the way that we need to in that moment, and credit to them. They got away from us. I thought we played well enough in the first half to be right there. Truthfully, I thought we probably should have been up at half and gave away some opportunities and maybe get some separation. But they're a heck of a team. They've gotten a lot better as the year's gone along, and that's credit to Coach Few and his group. They've really embraced their roles. I think Mikal is playing at a phenomenal level. But great team. We hope we have a chance to play them again. But for us, we got to turn the page and get back to competing the way that I know we can as a group.
Yeah, Chris, kind of following up on that, after the game at St. Mary's last week, you said you told the team, we didn't do quite what we needed to do down the stretch, but that's the way to compete. That's the way you want to see them play. Yeah. I'm thinking you didn't tell them that tonight, correct?
No, that's not what it looks like. Yeah, that's not what it looks like. I would say the guys who finished the game competed the way that you're supposed to compete. And you can't pick and choose. Unfortunately, if we want to be the program that I know we can be, you can't pick and choose when you decide that things matter or possessions matter. It's got to be an all-the-time thing. And when you're playing a top 25 team, the margin of error is so small. And, credit to them. We just did not step on the floor the way you need to start a second half. And, we did not respond when that adversity hit. So we'll own it. I love our team. I love what we can be. We need to respond and play the right way on Saturday at a very good Santa Clara team.
To start to say, what was the issue offensively for you guys to start the second half? Where were you guys lacking, you think?
We missed a couple good looks, and unfortunately, I probably thought we shot too many threes in that stretch. When things are not going well, you need to figure out a way to get downhill and get something at the rim or get to the free throw line to get yourselves going. And we didn't do that in that stretch. I probably should have pumped the brakes a little bit offensively and just slowed the game down and tried to call a few more things. But I have trust in our guys, too. They've been operating and playing at a pretty high level offensively over the course of the last 5 or 6 games. We need to continue to learn how important every possession is in games like this. And when things aren't going your way, simplicity and singles. We don't need home runs. We just need singles. And I thought we didn't really do that in that stretch. And some of that is credit to Gonzaga too. I thought they upped their defense, increased their intensity, and a lot of it has to do with them. But we need to get better as well.
Just what makes Mikal such a load down there, and is he maybe the best player you guys have seen this year in the conference? I know he's kind of up for the Player of the Year. There's kind of a few guys in that mix right now.
Yeah, as I mentioned, I think he's playing at an elite level right now. He's got a swagger to him. He's got a confidence to him. He's jokingly talking to me during the game. He's got a competitive spirit that you need. If you want to be an elite big guy. And he's been doing this his whole career, and I think he's finally probably a little bit more healthy. He knows the system probably a little bit better than he did at the start of the year. But credit to Gonzaga's team. They've evolved, as the season's gone on. And for them to play three big guys and figure out how to do that and how to operate at their efficiency numbers offensively are off the charts. And I was extremely concerned about that heading into the game. So, I felt good at halftime because we had, although he had a good first half, we had limited the other guys. And unfortunately, you can't let Hickman and some of the other guys get going. And, we just didn't do a good enough job. He's a hell of a player. He's all that and then some in terms of the accolades that he deserves.
What's up, Coach? Back here. Kind of a two-parter. The first one, playing at Chase Center, it's listed as a neutral game, but obviously we're in San Francisco. Kind of talk to me about how the fans were a big impact in this game and just kind of the experience for you and also the players as well playing in a professional stadium. And then the second part of it also is kind of just talk to me about, potentially seeing Gonzaga again in the tournament, what adjustments might be needed for that second go-around, and, looking forward to finishing out the, conference play and going into the tournament.
Yeah. So to answer your first question, I had a pretty comfortable feeling coming into the game playing here, being that we had already played Minnesota here, performed well, got a good win against a really quality team that's actually done well in their conference to this point. So coming into the game, I thought our guys would be comfortable in the setting. Our locker room and our staff and our team, we're just disappointed that we didn't take advantage of the great turnout that we had. I thank all our fans, our alumni, our students, the Gonzaga fans that came out. I thought that had a really cool college basketball feel to it. And I hope it's something that we can continue to build on going forward. I'm appreciative of our relationship with the Chase Center and them opening their doors to us. But that had a really big-time feel to it, and it was fun to be a part of that. Didn't like the result. The first half was fun to be a part of it. What it means for us going forward, yeah, we'd love to get another crack at Gonzaga. There's a lot of basketball that needs to be played before that, and we're really focused on our team, and we need to get better. We need to get back on track. Obviously, we'll have a game before we have the potential to play them again, and we don't take anybody for granted. So we got to handle Saturday, and then we'll see who we play and let the dust settle, and hopefully we have another crack at Gonzaga.
Hey, Coach. Just wondering, what's your main message to the team moving forward after a night like tonight, going into the tournament? Just what's your message to them to keep them positive and keep them motivated?
Yeah, you got to respond. We always talk about what our response is going to be, and unfortunately, if you coach or play long enough, you're going to have a night or two where you have that empty feeling in your stomach, and you have that disappointment. And I know our guys want to win, and I know how important it is to them. They didn't want to perform that way, and I didn't either. But we can control what our response is. We can control how we come into the film room tomorrow, how we prepare and embrace the game plan that's going to go into a really tough Santa Clara game on Saturday. And that's really all you can control. I mean, we're dealing with 18 to 24-year-olds, and we'll get them back on track. And I know they're about the right things, and they care about their team and their teammates. So, tough pill to swallow here in the moment. But we got to be men. We got to get our shoulders back, our heads up, and figure out a way to come back and compete tomorrow and get ready to play on Saturday.
Watson had the shot inside the paint at the end of the first half to put Gonzaga up 1, and then to start the second half, Gonzaga goes on the 19-2 run. Do you believe that shot helped contribute to the momentum swing of the game?
Yeah, I would say prior to him making that shot to end the half, we got an offensive rebound and had a chance to maybe finish the half a little bit better. We had a turnover, and it was kind of a casual turnover. And in games like this, as I said, every possession is so important. And I really thought that was kind of a momentum swing. if we could have gotten a basket there and went up 3 or went up 4, they have last possession of the half. You're guaranteed to go into halftime with the lead. And they finished the half the right way, and they started the half the right way. And sometimes those two go together, and that's credit to them. We talk about that all the time. How you finish halves and how you start halves have a really big bearing on games. And they did that tonight, and we didn't do a good enough job in that area.
Coach, you mentioned how every possession matters, but you guys forced 17 turnovers from Gonzaga, winning the turnover battle. So what do you think the loss ultimately comes down to in the end of it?
I mean, the 52 points in the paint is a staggering number. The free throw margin, staggering number. It's hard to win when a team shoots 72% or whatever they shot in the second half. It was good to flip them over. But truthfully, when the game got away from us a little bit, we pressed on every basket and tried to just scramble the game, and that's really not how we're going to optimize our team. We were trying to just get back in the game somehow, some way. Got some turnovers in that stretch, but we'll hopefully be able to. Our turnover margin has been good to this point. We have been flipping teams over, but outside of flipping them over, they pretty much beat us in every category.